Oh, hello everyone. It's Crypto Granny here, Susie. I hope you're all well. The date is the 10th of July, 2025, and the time in Amsterdam is 13:40. Wow, what a market. I've been waiting for this. This is breakout, and it's going to break out so much higher than anyone ever expects. All the pieces are in place for a huge bull. Mr. Trump is calling for a 300 basis point cut in the Fed's funds rate, and I agree with the guy. Things are really bad economically everywhere. People are not spending anymore. Consumer spend is really low. Retail spend is extremely low. There's, jobs being lost everywhere. And they need to cut. A Fed's funds rate of 5% to 5.25% is too high. And this will also propel the bull of cryptocurrency. It's as simple as that. Plus, he's calling for Mr. Jeremy Powell's resignation because Mr. Powell's obviously the head of the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting, with interest rate cuts, and he decides with a group of members. But apparently he allegedly said some not correct answers to the Senate committee in the US, and that's why Mr. Trump is calling for his resignation. And probably because Mr. Trump wants to put his own person in the Federal Open Markets Committee meeting to get his own way. And there's no point trying to go against, the president of America, right? It's just crazy, right? You're batting against the government here, and he's going to push this crypto market up to no end. Okay, he's already wanting to set up a crypto exchange himself. He's buying coins, issuing coins, buying lots of different types of coins, including Tron. And you're against the US government here. This guy is, the president, right? I mean, he's got a lot of power. So, you'd be crazy to be selling Bitcoin or anything else for that matter. This market is going to go so much higher in specific coins, right? And, the ones we're in, we believe will perform the best in a market where there's at least 45,000 last count of coins and tokens out there. And that's a lot of coins and tokens. About 5 years ago, there was only about 2,000. But now you see platforms where you can mint your own tokens, right? Tron, you can do it. Solana, you can do it. I think, and there's a couple of others you can do it on as well. So people can mint their own stuff. So anyway, let's get on with the stats from Live Coin Watch. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. I hope you're all well, looking after yourself, looking after your beautiful family, beautiful husbands, wives, children, and animals, and looking at other people's animals and people in the world generally, just to make this a better place as well as the environment. So let's have a look at this market. It's very exciting at the moment. Market cap is 3.422 trillion, still too cheap. Volume is extremely high at 121 bill. Liquidity is excellent at 10.252 bill. This tells you new money is coming into this market just by virtue of these figures going up. Okay, it's as simple as that. Bitcoin's at 111,116. I think the top is 111,200,033. Dominance at the moment is 64.58. It's been outperforming Ethereum. As a minimum, you want to be in Bitcoin. I mean, you don't want to be in something that's not outperforming Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum's been underperforming Bitcoin for a long time. Ethereum's at 2,778 because it's too expensive. That's why, and I don't like it. XRP, we bought some of XRP at 229. It was that level we thought was a very good level, even if you're trading that level, because you'd have a tight stop loss at 221 and buy at 229 for a further bounce up. And that's pretty much, to me, was an ideal trade. It really was. We've got that in our investment portfolio. It obviously goes high. It looks like it's heading towards $3. Binance is very cheaper at $670. Extremely cheap. Needs to go higher. People are buying Binance as well. And the Treasury is starting to buy more crypto as well. Solana 157.58. Tron is breakout at 0.289. It's the cheapest coin out there. They are making so much money. As I said, they've got 200 million clients, babes, in the woods. They're making a fortune, okay? It should not be here at 28, 29 cents. This thing technically can go to 45 cents very quickly. Dodge is up there at 18 cents. ADA 62. What else we got here? BCH is performing quite well now. We're going to see a big bounce in BCH soon. We picked up some the other day, a little bit too high at 519, but I'm very comfortable with that. We picked up more below $500 as well. It's the cheapest coin out there, and it's got a lot of great excuse me, fundamentals within that coin as well. Chainlink is too cheap at 14.34. I can see big rally in Chainlink. Stella's doing quite well. I don't know why. Seriously, I know it's being pumped by a lot of YouTubers out there, but it is a copy of XRP. Maybe they just see it as a cheaper version than getting into XRP. Possibly that's it. AVEX is starting to perform. That's been up quite a lot in the last 2 days. It was severely oversold at 17 bucks. Severely oversold. We might pick up some more of that at 19.56. It's still very cheap. HBAR's having a run now at 17 cents, which is good to see because we hold a bit of that as well. DOT I don't like. Again, there's some rumor out there that they're not making any money in terms of clients, but also there's a rumor that their treasury is low in funds. So that's not a good story. I love Pepe. If you've got the risk tolerance, buy Pepe. It's my favorite meme, and I think it goes a lot higher from here. Let's have a look at the technicals also, because I think the technicals tell it all. Ultra bullish. Certainly the coins we are in, it looks absolutely terrific. But today I think, for clients, I'm probably going to put out maybe a new buy order on BCH as well as Avalanche. Very, very cheap. And even Chainlink, extremely cheap. Even with this market rallying, we tend to buy increments, and we're a buyer for a down market and even an up market. It's as simple as that. Anyway, grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's have a look at, the technicals are going to be ultra bullish. As I said, Bitcoin dominance of 64.56 is too high. It needs to go down to 35%. And, this is all prime for an altcoin bull. The bull hasn't even really started, people. You're not too late to get into cryptocurrency. You're really not. This is a bullish market, and it's going to continue to be a big bull for the whole year. I'm expecting Bitcoin to get to 250,000 by the end of the year, with the dominance being down to 35%, which means altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. Okay, it's as simple as that. We do hold Bitcoin because it's a core feature of our portfolio for investment portfolio number 7, but we believe the alts will outperform Bitcoin as well. But you've got to own some Bitcoin, because I do believe Bitcoin will be at 250,000 by the end of the year. Easy. And I believe that, there's a lack of Bitcoin in the world, of course. Only 21, in supply, and 19.5 has been mined already or more. 19.89, I should say. And, don't forget, a lot of Bitcoin's been lost as well. So BCH will fly on the back of Bitcoin as well. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and we'll talk about technicals. Thank you. Now, let's have a look at Bitcoin technically, and I'm right out on the 12 months here, and this technically can move so much higher. If we look at this whole line here on the 12 months, right? And let's see if I can get a drawing of this. We actually look at that move there can be elevated in the move up. So we have the same width going up. If you measured that against a longer term chart, Bitcoin can pretty much go up that much, right? Which is going to take this thing probably to 250,000, 300,000 in the long term charts on a 12-month view, right? Because we consider this consolidation for a long period of time from 2017 to now, right? That's 12 years. And this thing can move further up off the page, right? So I think Bitcoin could easily get to 250,000 on every time frame. Like we said the other day, it just looks ultra bullish. We've been given a daily buy here back in the 9th of 725. And I think this is American date format, I think, which is the 7th of September 2025. Us Australians have a different date format. So this thing on every chart just looks ultra bullish to me, right? Ultra bullish. You're crazy to sell Bitcoin, particularly when we look at, the money in that's coming in the ETFs, okay? If I go to another thing here and look at the ETF money coming in, bear with me for a minute, just got to find it. Where is it? Money is coming in hand over fist, literally. Here we go. Hope you can see this. Let me just check that you can. Yes, you can. Yeah. So if we look at this, right, this is the Bitcoin exchange traded fund, which is on the US stock exchange, right? And up until the 9th, there was literally in Bitcoin in the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF fund. They took in another 125 mil, right? So now the total is 53 billion in Bitcoin. Okay, these are huge figures, people, and we only know there's 21 million in total supply of Bitcoin. But you know, BlackRock is out there buying Bitcoin every day, right? And these flows are massive. As this market gets more propensity to rally, they're going to have to buy more and more Bitcoin. It's a no-brainer. Why would you sell Bitcoin? You've got to be crazy. When you've got, you know, BlackRock buying, Fidelity buying, I can't read that other crowd, but you've got all these people buying, Franklin buying, Valkyrie, Van Eyck. I mean, you know, we're talking massive numbers here. Why would you sell Bitcoin? You've got to be mad. If you go into the miners, they're starting to hold on to Bitcoin, Marathon and so forth, and Riot. And, you know, they're holding now, starting to hold on to Bitcoin as well. So there's going to be, you know, don't forget when the miners validate Bitcoin, they issue new Bitcoin, they get paid in Bitcoin, right? So as Bitcoin keeps going up, they're going to hold their Bitcoin, which will be less supply to the exchanges. So technically, Bitcoin's got one way to go, and that is up, okay? Let's have a look at BCH, still very cheap, extremely cheap, and that's my pick out of everything. You know, this has underperformed Bitcoin in a big way, but if you look at the BCH, Bitcoin spread, BCH is now starting to perform better, okay? If we look at the spread here, where we buy Bitcoin and sell, sorry, where we buy BCH and sell Bitcoin, let's look at that spread. Let's go to OKX. You know, it's already broken, okay? This thing has broken the downside and it's moving up, right? And we're going to get some more outperformance out of Bitcoin Cash against Bitcoin. It's as simple as that, right? It looks very good, and I'm a bull. We go back, it's actually been killed from up here somewhere. This is the trade of a lifetime, right? Buy BCH, sell Bitcoin against that spread. It looks fabulous. And we're going to see some real mileage in BCH because, again, there's only 21 million coins, right? The fellow behind that is Roger Veer. What's his name? Roger Veer or something. He lives in St. Nevis, I think. But, you know, you may not like the guy, but BCH is going to perform whether you like it or not. It looks very good technically to me as well, okay? A couple of others that have been so oversold is Matic. We saw that the other day. Gosh, a lot of these coins are so oversold. It's a joke, right? An absolute joke. On every time frame, you know, look at Matic, right? It's just been smashed on a 12-month time frame. But on the daily, it's starting to bounce, okay? You know, you could go into some of these alts and seriously, they're just so cheap. Now, I looked up on Perplexity how many cryptocurrencies there are in the world, and apparently, according to this, there's more than I even thought. As of July 2025, there's over 37 million unique cryptocurrency tokens and coins. Wow, I thought it was like only 45. But that's because there's a lot of people that can react, that you can mint on, right? If you look at all the tokens in the market, you can mint on Tron, for example. You can mint on Ethereum. You can mint on Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Solana, Avalanche, Cardano, Kronos, and other platforms. So now, in this market, people are asking me, hey, Susie, you know this coin, you know that token, whatever. And I'm like, I only know probably the top 100 because there's now, according to this, and you know, you believe the references, which I do, and I've looked them up, you know, there's like 37 million unique cryptocurrency tokens and coins. The tokens when it uses someone else's platform and coins. So the market is extremely deep and there's a lot of tokens out there, but there's a lot of inactive tokens. So you've got to be in the right crypto coin and token, okay, and which I believe we are in the top 100, you know, which is amazing, and that's going up even higher and higher, okay. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff, got to tell you that. You know, 37 million is amazing. Coin token, that is alive. All right, so yeah, let's get back to technicals. But anyway, look, that's the gist of it. What else we want to look at today? AVAX, it looks very cheap to me as well.